Hi everyone. So I guess before I get started with anything, I want to just put a big disclaimer out there that for at least the first little while, the video quality and the editing quality is not going to be great just because if I get really fixated on those things, then the video will never be posted. And so nothing will ever continue to happen with this channel like it has in the past. Um, Mostly just I've tried to create this starting video many times and I'm super awkward in front of a camera and I am more comfortable just editing or capturing video rather than being in the video. So overcoming a lot of that with this. But also I feel like this is kind of the purpose of this channel is as much for me as it is, I guess, for somebody else. So one, it's a way to kind of keep myself accountable and focused on my goals or what I'm doing or like the experiences that I'm having. But it's also for somebody who, if they're kind of going through some type of similar experience or something that connects with them and they, I don't know, can that helps in some way, that's awesome. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just, it's there. So I just want to be clear about that. Like this is, maybe over time it might evolve, but right now it's a little bit of like a documenting my experience while also hopefully through sharing it with somebody else. I don't know. It might resonate with somebody. It might not. That's fine. Um, but what is that experience, you might ask? So currently I am in a PhD program and I am in my second year. I initially tried to start this thing with the start of my PhD program, like that would be the ideal setting, but reality hits and it just didn't happen. And now I'm part of the way through and I'm starting it now. So yeah. Um, Other things, if anybody knows what it's like, is trying to make sure there is a balance between, I feel like the word balance has been just so overused, not negatively, I'm just saying it's just, I feel like it's just been used a lot. So it's kind of, I feel like, the reach the point of having no meaning. But I'm trying to have this balance with my actual academic program and my life outside of the academic program. And that's something that I think everyone has a challenge with is, making sure that work gets done while also making sure that they, you know, improve their well-being outside of that. And so that is something that I'm working and striving towards every day. It is not perfect. I'm imperfect, but it is something that I continue to strive for. And to toss in a little more into that mix, it's one of those things where I never really thought about it as this, but it makes so much sense now looking back retrospectively on different things in my life and I went, wow, I can make sense of this. It just connects 100%. Is the fact that last fall, at the age of 30 something, I ask my friends more what my age is than myself, is that I was diagnosed officially with ADHD. And I guess I'm trying to reconcile with myself. It's not so much maybe what I'm judging others by, but myself is not using it as a crutch or an excuse, but more as a way of going, okay, I can make sense of the challenges I'm dealing with or that I've dealt with for most of my life. And how do I move forward? Like, how do I take steps to be able to manage these things? And so, with that new ADHD diagnosis, it's more of, okay, now I make sense of how or why I do things a certain way. And it's getting to that point where it's extremely, like, it's one of those things where I feel like I've compensated for so many years to get by. But then now I'm like, oh my goodness, I get it. Like, this is what has been so challenging, but not having like the skills, tools, knowledge, resources to be able to make sense of it all. So to topple on the fact that I'm in a PhD program, I'm trying, and I'll get into these things in more detail in another video, maybe individually, because I'm not trying to make these too lengthy, is I'm trying to get back into a more regimented, like, wellness or whatever you want to call it, thing, so that I'm not losing my mind. And trying to figure out what this ADHD aspect of me means for how I do things, how I think about things, and so on. So I hope that this channel can help me maybe make sense of things by like expressing what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, how it's working, how it's not working, as a way for me to think about it. But also, maybe if there's somebody that's going through something, it might help spark thoughts for them of what can help or may not help. Who knows, may not help for that person. And if that's you, great. If not, fine, I get it. But we will move forward in, I guess, future videos that talk about a lot of things. But those are kind of, I guess you could say, the three pillars of my channel that I'm hoping to work towards. Is that, experience of an academic life, an actual life outside of that with like fitness and wellness, and trying to make sense of that with ADHD. So, until next time, hope you have a great day or night or whatever, and see you in the next video.